Today's wild little tale is called My Husband Made Me Give Head to Ed. Eddie's been hanging around for as long as I've known my husband. They went to high school together and were inseparable. They were like a pea and a little shriveled up green thing in a pod. John was the quarterback for the football team, and Ed got set back a year after getting food poisoning in the school cafeteria. He had diarrhea so bad his parents docked the rice and the water bill from his pocket money. Eddie is just the sweetest guy, but he's got the world's damnedest luck. Just last year, Eddie lost his girlfriend, his job, got his car totaled, and had a fire torch half his condo. He had to wash in the kitchen sink because his bathtub had fallen into the apartment below his. They were suing him for it. Through it all, though, Eddie, bless him, never let on that his heart was broken or that he was in any way discouraged. Mr. Chipper, John and me used to call him. You couldn't help feeling for the guy, you know. We were all feeling pretty happy that it was late December so he could get rid of that crub-a-bub of a year and start up a new one fresh. Plus, Christmas and all the pageantry that lies therein was just around the corner. But, as ill fortune would have it, none of the dating sites he'd invested in had brought forth the companionship that he so desired for the holidays. He weren't totally alone, understand, 'cause John and me were gonna have him over for the victuals and present sharing festivities, but if you ain't got that person of the opposite genitals, or even the same genitals these days, to share a drumstick with, then it can be desperately lonely time of year, no matter who else you all got assembled. So it was Christmas Eve, and he comes over sporting a face like a 3-day-old breakfast. Never seen him so low as when he showed up at the ranch that particular aujourd'hui. Turns out his younger brother just passed away, sudden-like. He just absolutely loved that guy and was totally distraught. Now, I've seen grown men cry when they all got their pickups repossessed, but this was way worse than that. Plus, the fact that Artie, his brother, had got a great job and a prodigious position, and see, Eddie's 6 years older, and all he's ever got from life was a big swift kick in the nuts. Merry Christmas, Mr. Nice Guy. Here's a big steaming shit salad for you to eat. Right? So Johnny, he don't know what to do. He just ain't got no talent for feelings, being sympathetic to another's unendurable tear circus. I mean, John would give Ed his left nut. That's how close these two are, but men ain't women, right? He ain't got a lord-loving clue as for what to do or say. He just stood there like a Greyhound bus conductor and asked him if he wanted a beer. He didn't. We had a really nice Christmas dinner planned, too. Huge pre-cooked meal. I picked them up from Jelson's. And these popper things that they got in England, you pull them and they make a bang, and there's a terrible joke and a paper hat and a tiny plastic toy that the cat could choke on inside. Well, our big, intricately planned feast goes over like a funeral for a cheerleader. Fuck. I even picked up some Jell-O pops for dessert. So all the while, only me is eating, Johnny is thinking something. He get real quiet and what you might call contemplative. Highly unlike the not giving a shit hunk of handsome that I got hitched to. Right after the meal, as Eddie's just sitting there watching his Jell-O pop melt, Johnny signals me to go meet him in the kitchen. Johnny don't hang out in the kitchen unless we're recreating that sink funkin' scene from Fatal Attraction, so I knew something very important must be on the boil. So he nods over Eddie's way and says to me how down he looks. Well, yeah, you'd have to be Ray Charles' blinder brother not to notice that. Then he says he thinks we need to do something to lift his spirits 'cause it's Christmas and all. I'm thinking, if those British cracker things and the paper hats didn't lighten his mood, then we're gonna have to dust off the bone. He says that it's Christmas time. Well, duh. And what Eddie really needs is some quality female companionship. So I says, well, we got one more of those crackers to pull open, but I kinda doubt a woman's gonna fall out. So then I sees the way he's looking at me, and I suddenly realize that I'm potentially this female party favor he's referring to.